Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shot there from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And today's video is going to be how should I word this? It's going to be a response to the response video that this police officer, Greg Anderson, did. Now, for those of you all who don't know, Officer Greg Anderson had put up a video on YouTube, to make a long story short, letting police officers know across the whole nation, if you are a man of integrity, if you truly take your vow as a police officer seriously, do not enforce these draconian laws that are oppressing everyone. If you are a police officer and you hear my voice, do not enforce these draconian laws. It's immoral and it's unconstitutional. So once he did that video, it went viral. And so now everybody on YouTube had sent him responses saying, hey man, how did it go? We haven't heard from you. What's the deal since you've done the video? And so now he's about to give his brief response on basically what's happened to him in the past 4 days. So we're going to let this play. We're going to bring out some scripture, and hopefully you're edified.
On Tuesday, was it May 5th? And it took it took a day or two before it really started getting a lot of traction. But the next morning when I woke up on the 6th, I think it was only at a few thousand views. And I had received a message from my command saying, wow, Greg, what a powerful message. We agree with that 100%. Well done. And that was actually a relief for me, because I was like, great, I know that it's risky putting something out like that, but I felt like it was so grounded in integrity and liberty that no one would have an issue with it. So that was a relief. And then fast forward 3 hours later, I get another phone call from my command, and it said, hey Greg, the video's up to 400,000 views. It's time to pull the plug on this thing. And I immediately, it kind of caught me off guard, because I said, why would we want to pull the plug on something that was already acknowledged as a good and powerful message from one law enforcement officer to others? And
right. How is it good when it only has a few tens of thousands of views, but as soon as it hits 500,000, now it's the complete opposite? Now you got to take it down. Now we don't support it. I'll tell you why his command doesn't support it. Because it's shedding light on the true function of the police department. Not only where he is, but just policing in general. Policing was strictly invented and created to enforce draconian law. That's why we're going to go to what is it in Isaiah, what was it, 13 or 32, or just give me a brief moment, I'm going to find it. Nope. Isaiah 5:20. It says, woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. All right, because at first he's telling them what he did was a good and noble thing. And then, as soon as people start really listening to it and viewing it, now it's a bad thing. So wait a minute. Now the truth is a bad thing? How is that? If your subordinate is a man of integrity, that you know is a good man and a good police officer, and you're letting them know that you felt the message, and then as soon as it gets some traffic, well, you got to take it down now. It's a lot of people are viewing it. Well, if it was good at when it didn't have a lot of views, it should still be, as he said, it should still be good when it has damn near 400 some thousand views. That just goes to show you the hypocrisy of bad Uncle Esau, all right, and how he doesn't like this light being shined on his wicked ass draconian system. So let's let this play some more.
And I said, yeah, that doesn't really make sense to me. I think maybe we should embrace this message and we should share this with other officers. And he said, listen, it's not up to me. I have been directed to tell you to take the video down, and I need to know if you're going to take the video down. And I said, no, I can't take the video down. Because if you listen to my first video, the whole message that I was trying to share with people and impart on them is, if you believe in something in your heart, you have to stand by that conviction, even if it costs you everything. And like I said last time, I have 3 little kids. I have this house. I have another house. I cannot afford to lose my job. But after putting that message out there and sharing that with America, and it was so well received, I can't then just say, even though that's what I believe, I'm going to take a step back, I'm going to retract my words, and I'm going to allow my command to prevent me from sharing my heart and my truth. And I said, so with that in mind, sir, I can't take the video down. And, I didn't know where this was going to go. And I immediately started thinking about, what are they going to try and gig me on? What did I do wrong? What policy did I violate? And I got called back a couple hours later. And by this time, it was skyrocketing. Everyone in the agency was seeing it. Cops from when I was an officer down in Los Angeles, they were contacting me. I got a call and it said, listen, the video needs to be taken down right now, and you need to accept a letter of reprimand. Or we're going to take a very different approach to this if you say no.
If you say no again. So we're going to go to what is it, Peter? Yep, 2 Peter 2:2. And it says, many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. All right, here it is. As he said, hey man, I'm speaking from the heart. I'm speaking what I see as not only a police officer, but a man of the injustice that's being carried out by men who call themselves officers of the law and so-called men of integrity. He said, I'm doing this video to point this out, to let other officers know this is not the right way to conduct yourself. Enforcing draconian law is not good. And now it's gotten so far to the point where now he's made to look like the criminal. They're looking at him like, hey, you need to take this video down. All right. Not too many people can keep hearing about how, police officers need to do the right thing, which lets you know already what the police force is all about. Okay. But I don't want to, get off track. But the point remains that, hey, this man said what he believed, which was the truth, and is being evil spoken of. So, let's continue.
No, again. Well, I'd already put myself on that hill, and I had to be willing to die on that hill. They said they determined the video was a violation of policy, and that if I wouldn't take it down, that allegations would be made against me, and so on and so on. And so I told him, no, I'm not going to take it down. You do what you need to do. But the principle of it is rooted in truth, and it was a positive message that was received by millions and millions of people. If you want me to take it down, I have to respectfully refuse. And it was interesting because they kept citing different policies, like, oh, it was the social media policy, or some of your equipment may have been identifiable. And that kind of seemed like a moot point to me. And it was strange because why was the message okay at 5 a.m. and then 3 hours later, there was a problem with it?
That's a good question.
And so I was later contacted by the chief of police. He's someone that I have great respect for. He's a good man to work for. And he's the one that shot me straight. And he said, Greg, if you openly defy your governor, you can't be a police officer in the state of Washington. And I told him, I said, you know what, I can respect that. And if I were in your office, I would shake your hand, respectfully disagree, and say, maybe I'm not meant to be a police officer in the state of Washington then. And here's my thoughts on that.
Now, for his chief, if the chief of the entire police department came to see him, that call came from on high. It either came from the governor himself straight to his office, or the governor to the mayor and then to the chief. But regardless of how it came to the chief, to him to speak to that guy, the point still remains that call came from somebody high up. And we're probably going to close it out on this. I believe it's in Ephesians, the 6th chapter. If my memory serves me correctly. Ephesians 6, and I'm going to start at 11. It says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. All right. This man doesn't realize that he's fighting against some heavy hitters at the top. All right. Some men who are movers and shakers, who according to this world have a lot of power, who practice a lot of wickedness. All right. In this case, this wickedness is manifested through draconian law. And if they're wicked enough to see nothing wrong with enforcing laws that oppress people, then you know they're doing wickedness and practicing wickedness in other ways as well. And this is what this man is going up against. And another reason why I wanted to showcase this video is that if an Edomite can have this much courage to stand up against his own people, protesting and speaking out about their own wicked ways, how much us as men of the Lord should we be standing so stiffly for the name of the Lord, preaching what's going on, preaching the downfall of this place. And I'm going to end it on this. I know I said that the last time, but I'm going to end it on this. No, it's not it. It's a classic. Let me put it on pause and find it. I found it. Ecclesiasticus 4:28. It says, strive for the truth to the death and to death, and Yahweh shall fight for thee. All right. Like I said, if this man, being an Edomite, can protest about the wickedness of his own people, about their own kingdom, how much more us? And this man said he's prepared to lose it all, even if it costs him his life. How much more us, fellas? Because we're coming into a time where we're going to be met with the same, how should I say this? The same intensity of intimidation like this guy is, up to and including death. So, hey, fellas, let's stay strong. Let's keep fighting and endure to the end. And with that, we're going to say shalom.